Hey y'all, here is my crazy goofy layout that matches my crazy goofy husband. It's kind of all over the place. Lots to look at, just randomness. And I think you can spot right away the technique that we're going to be doing for this Course 2 lesson. And as you know, if you've hung around me enough, you know I love wine and visiting wineries. And so I have on this layout a few wine glasses filled with text. And now there's a really neat website out there that we're going to be utilizing for this. And if hopefully when you come to watch this lesson, I'm going to show you the website. It is still active. It's been active for quite a while, so I think it's going to be around for a while. If it's not still available or something like it is still not available, well then you're going to have to fill this up with random varying colors of text. You see this one even has enjoy between the words wine, and it's just random every direction. And I guess you could create a new layer of text and turn it and manipulate it and make it larger and make it smaller and fill it all up, but hopefully this website's still around. If not, well, I apologize, and you'll have to figure it out the hard way, or maybe somebody can give you a tip of a new website. But anyway, that's what we're doing, is we are making a shape and we are filling it up. Let's go ahead and make this stuff invisible so I can dissect it and show you how I did this. It's not too hard. Of course, we're going to be utilizing some of the skills from previous lessons. I like it just like that. I think, a little text over here about how I love hubby or something, and I could put that up on the wall. Hey, I might just do that. Surprising. Put I love you over there. Yeah, I might just do that. Okay, so let's turn these layers off. And I have my wine glasses extracted here. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this layer so I can take off the mask, just so I can show you where I started from. So here's my photo. It was actually earlier in the day at a different winery, but I was trying to find some photos that had a finite shape that I could fill with text. And of course, you often think of bodies of a person standing there and an outline of the shape of a person in some fun way with their arms out and their feet out, or jumping, or I was even looking at photos of my husband on a horse, and the horse would have been filled in. But it's got to be something chunky enough that'll contain text yet definable as a shape. So find a photo that has something like that. Make sure whatever you're doing applies to the theme of your layout. So there's a lot of thinking here. You're going to have to go through your photos. And then once you got your photo in here, click the layer mask icon. Remember, black reveals, white conceals. And I actually started with here's the black in the right foreground. I actually started with the rectangular marquee tool on mine because I had this big chunk of space I didn't need. I thought about keeping that bottle, but I didn't. Hit Alt backspace to fill it in with the foreground color, and hit Alt backspace over here and up here. And then I got my polygonal lasso tool and just started. Of course, I was zoomed in, going a little bit closer and, better. But I went around. I just goofed there. But Alt backspace, I got a little chunk out of my glass there. But I just kept going until I had it extracted. Of course, I have plenty of other extraction tutorials here at Hummy's World, earlier in Course 2, and so use the skills you've been learning all along. I know we've reinforced it several times to extract your image. Now for me, I'm just going to delete this and voila! See, I already did it. Here is my mask all filled in black wonky, and there are my glasses. And next, what I did, you can do this whatever way you can think of, because you know there's always a zillion ways to do something in Photoshop and Photoshop Elements. But for me, I hit Control J to duplicate that layer because I wanted to tuck this away to keep it in case I needed to go back. I've right-clicked and chose Simplify Layer, and now I have this PNG, this ping transparent, of course without your background. And what I needed to do was make this into a just a black shape. And so I hit my Control key, clicked on the thumbnail. We've done this a zillion times in the lessons. And I hit with my foreground color black, Alt backspace, and I filled in my shapes. And there I have, just like that, Famo wonderful wine glass shapes. So now we need to fill them with text. And so here is the fun website, and it is called Taxzido, I believe. I'm going to copy it and put it in a new one here so you can kind of see it. It comes up and it looks like this. Now you could start with things over here. Oh wait, I forgot a step. Once you get to this, no background, black and white. Do a file, save as, and save it as a JPEG or